Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. I'm Pinky Webb. Today on the program, senators denounce China's bullying in the West Philippine Sea. A lawmaker also suggests that President Bongbong Marcos should raise these incidents in his state visit to Beijing. And later, the Health Department submits COVID-19 vaccine deal documents to the Commission on Audit. Senate Blue Ribbon Committee Chairman Francis Tolentino joins us in the program. Senators slammed China's repeated incursions in the West Philippine Sea, which they describe as bullying by the East Asian giant. Lawmakers say Beijing has been ignoring dozens of diplomatic protests filed by the Philippines over the maritime row. They directed two Senate committees to look into the incident where a Chinese Coast Guard vessel forcefully took rocket debris retrieved by the Philippine Navy near Pag-asa Island.
Bawal ang bully sa mundo. Mr. President.
President, I'm aware that the other side is listening.
That damning video. Subukan ng Chinese ambassador sa Pilipinas ipagmukhang friendly consultation yan.
And let's go straight to the source of the story. We have Senate Blue Ribbon Committee Chairperson, Senator Francis Tolentino. Senator, welcome to the source. I know medyo pareho po yung suot natin ngayong umaga.
Yes, we're celebrating the same Christmas season, so this is just a coincidence.
I know, sir. There's so much to talk about, sir. You released that video during the last session day. Prior to your break, ano po, Senator? Specifically, ano po nangyari noong November 2022? This is something even I discussed in previous interviews here in The Source. And this has been, of course, known as the never-before-seen video. I just want to show it very quickly, sir. Let's roll that.
Stop. Ito sir, hinila namin yung structure. How? What are you doing? I asked for not earlier. You didn't give the not.
All right, so that's the video that was released. Something I've been wanting to see myself, sir. How did you feel nung nakita niyo po itong video na to?
So it really showed that what took place was not a friendly consultation, as alleged by the Chinese ambassador to the Philippines. It was really a very threatening engagement because, as you can see, there was a cutting of rope. There was a physical intrusion into the physical space of our naval personnel, and the retrieval was aggressively done.
Yeah.
So I think that your feelings here would be the same.
For context, sir, this happened in November 2022. Yung pong Chinese boat came within, I listened to your privileged speech, sir, that came within, sabi niyo po, tama ho ba, 20 to 30 yards, yan pong nakikita natin ngayon, within the Philippine rubber boat. And dito po nangyari yung cutting ng tow line, which, I remember, sir, the Westcom, I believe, was the one that said, actually, ang sabi po nila, they were blocked, I remember, sir, twice. And then, pagkatapos po nun, ay pinutol itong ang linya kung saan hinihila itong debris supposed to be mula sa Chinese rocket, ano po. So, again, balikan po natin, the response of the Chinese ambassador was friendly consultation. So clearly, sir, to you, there was no friendly consultation.
Wala pong friendly consultation. Ito pong nangyari is part of our territorial sea. This is within the 12 nautical miles territorial sea of our country, of the Philippines, because it is very near Pag-asa Island. So clearly there was no friendly consultation. If they will allege the right of innocent passage pursuant to UNCLOS, it was likewise not the same, because right to innocent passage should be continuous and expeditious, and it should not be threatening. That would engage that would threaten peace and order likewise. So definitely this is violation of international law, especially UNCLOS.
Senator, it's good that this was caught on video, hindi ho ba? Because there was already a statement made by the Philippine government regarding this. And we had the DFA, Secretary Manalo. I remember speaking to him a day after, or soon after this news came out. And he said that they issued a note verbal asking for a clarification. Ito ho kasing mga ganitong insidente, of course there are two sides, ano po. Pero ano ho bang mangyayari? Because the DFA has sent hundreds of note verbals. Ganito na lang ho ba ang ating aasahan? Because pag tingnan po natin yan, our men, their lives could have been put in danger, sir.
I agree. So itong insidente pong ito will just show that the violation, for this incident alone, the violations committed by the People's Republic of China is very glaring, brazen aggression that is not just a threat to our territorial sea but even to our sovereignty, Pinky, because I think the debris during that instant belongs to us, and pursuant to other international law provisions, specifically Outer Space Convention, there should be a procedure here. If you will recall, naka-recover na rin tayo sa Mindoro, naka-recover din tayo sa near Busuanga. Ito po ay part ng Long March racket ng People's Republic of China.
Opo, I think this was a couple of months ago. Ito nga yung latest, yung November 2022. Sir, any feedback from the DFA?
Pardon ma'am, medyo maingay.
Meron pong naging feedback mula sa DFA regarding this incident?
Unfortunately, wala pa. Perhaps they're using another channel to convey the message. Diplomacy is different from what we are doing with the media involved, perhaps. So, wala pa ho tayo narinig sa Department of Foreign Affairs. Pero sa Department of National Defense, I must commend them. The current OIC of the DND is very vocal about this.
Yeah. So, Senator, we're going to have to take a commercial break, ano po? But we're going to continue this conversation live on our Facebook page. Sayang po yung oras madaming kailangan pag-usapan because the Senator was saying that in your privileged speech, there were 3 violations here. Tatlo po yung sinasabi yung violation ng China dito. Pag-usapan po natin. We'll take a very short break, but we'll still be live on Facebook. Please stay tuned. The source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our source today is Senator Francis Tolentino. Sir, so sa Facebook po, pinag-usapan na po natin yung unang violation na sinabi nyo, gross violation of PH Philippine sovereignty as Beijing has no jurisdiction over Philippine territorial sea. Number 2, which you touched on, ito pong tinatawag na innocent passage. Pero ang issue ho kasi dito is, maliban so expeditious dapat, nagkaroon po ng interference of retrieval. Meron po silang kinuha doon sa kanilang pagdaan. So yun po yung second violation, ano po. And then the third that you mentioned is that it demonstrates that Beijing doesn't recognize the 2016 arbitral award, which they have said from the very beginning. So just maybe a brief reaction, sir, dun sa second and third violation.
The second violation, I have said, even if they insist that they have a right of innocent passage as by virtue of Article 18 of the UNCLOS would refer to an expeditious and continuous journey. Well, hindi titigil. Ito, they stopped, they cut the rope, they were threatening. So, the meaning of innocent passage, pursuant to the next section, Article 19, is passage is innocent as long as it is not prejudicial to the peace, good order, or security of the coastal state. So, may breach na to dito because of the threat used, the bigger boat as against a rubber boat. So you would see that it's no longer part of an innocent passage.
Okay. And then number 3, of course, we all know that already, that they do not recognize the 2016 arbitral ruling. Senator Tolentino, tell us more about the resolution by the Senate. So I'm sorry, sir, before that, I just want to go to some of the reactions of your co-senators. Let's listen to this.
Ayaw natin maging war freak tayo, pero Gusto lang natin talaga ipakita sa kanila, iparamdam sa ating mga kababayan na tayo punong-puno na sa pambubuli na ginagawa nitong mga Chinese na ito.
Hindi natin kaya ang China. But I think, Mr. President, what we need is to at least put up a decent, minimal defense posture. Yung pong re-respetuhin po tayo.
Okay, so sir, so may resolution po, no? Because of this, how many signed it?
Yes.
And what is the plan after that?
What will happen is that there will be an unnumbered sense of the Senate resolution. Seldom do we do this, so it is a resolution not proposed by a single legislator nor seconded, but it is the collective sense of the Senate. So it has been approved subject to style, and only the Senate President can sign this. The purpose of which is really to relay the sense of the entire upper chamber as to what transpired, and this will be timely with the forthcoming visit of the President come January 3 to Beijing. So it really would express a strong message that this incident should be stopped.
Should President Bongbong Marcos bring this up during his state visit next year in Beijing?
Pardon? Should
the president bring up this issue upon during his state visit to Beijing next year?
It's the president as the chief executive, the chief architect of our foreign policy has the call whether to bring this up or not. But it's really now out there. The sense of the Senate has been expressed. It's out there. It has been released through the media. I think the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of China is now aware of this. So this should be part of the discussions.
Should be part of the discussions.
Engagements that would affect peace and order should be avoided in the West Philippine Sea.
Senator, para malinaw lang, no? I know that there have been a few instances na nagkaroon po ng sense of the Senate. So pagkatapos po nito, saan ho ba ito dinadala? Should it be forwarded to the DFA, to the Office of the President? Where does this go?
The DFA can take notice of this, but our Senate Committee on Foreign Relations can likewise send us a similar copy of this, and this can be sent likewise to the Secretariat of UNCLOS to be part of all the incidents after the arbitral ruling of 2016. So this would form part of whatever post-arbitral ruling engagements, negotiations would transpire, and it's really our job. It's really the job, likewise, of the Department of Foreign Affairs to take this up with the United Nations.
You know, now that I think about it, sir, should there be, and is there such a thing as the sense of Congress, meaning the House of Representatives? Kasi narinig ko na po yung sense of the Senate in other topics. Mas magiging powerful ho ba ito if there was a similar sense? Because I've never really heard of a sense at the lower house, sir.
It can be done. But we, out of parliamentary interchamber courtesy, we don't insist this. But I think it would suffice the sense of the Senate resolution, unnumbered though.
Still so much to talk about, and even the recent hearing with the COA and of course the Department of Health, but we need to take another short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. Watching The Source on CNN Philippines, I'm Pinky Webb. Our source today, Senator Francis Tolentino. Senator, so I have a couple of minutes left. Sabi po ni Senator Loren, bawal ang bully. Sabi ni Senator Bato, punong-puno na. Sabi ni Senator JV, let's put up a decent defense posture. Sir, as Senator, what can we do more? What can the government do more?
We can do a lot. We can do a lot of non-diplomatic, non-aggressive, and even governance measures that would enhance our claim to what is really ours. I mentioned this after my privileged speech that we could enhance Pag-asa Island. We could put more resources coming from the Department of Agriculture, even from BIFAR. We could strengthen our transmitters, our radio transmitters that could broadcast messages to guide our fisher folks, even not just weather reports, but even Filipino music in that area, and a lot of other things that are really part of what government should do.
All right. Senator, apologies. No, I have 1 minute left. Tell us more about the vaccine procurement. So, nandun po yung ilang mga dating official and present official. I guess this is the question. Two things. Is there going to be an executive session next year? And number two, pwede bang isubmit talaga itong NDA? Because when we talk about documents, there are a number of documents, I believe. There are term sheets and there are others. So, two things. Is there going to be an executive session? And number two, can the NDA documents be given to the COA?
Yes, one, the vaccine hearings would really determine the propriety, the need, the validity, legality of the NDAs. Number two, we take into consideration the constitutional precept that the general public has a right to know. Number three, and this is really the bottom of this, is that what really happened to that 44 doses claim as having been wasted? Is it part of the threshold? Was it really due to immediate expiration, among others? So we're not imputing any blame. We're not imputing any wrongdoing, to any person or entity. What we are really driving at are there really policies that have to be changed. For instance, is there really a need for a second booster? This will limit the number of doses being wasted. Is there a need for the Solicitor General's office to be involved to vet the contractual provisions, among others?
Okay, Senator, I wish to talk to you again next year. Merry Christmas to you, and thank you for your time.
Merry Christmas. We have the same shirt. We have the same shirt.
Thank you,
Merry
sir.
Christmas and Happy New Year.
Senator Francis
Thank you.
Tolentino. Bye. Thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.